G'day guys, how you doing? And while I haven't been able to shoot just recently, I've been designing a new G-Shield that can handle the Alto and the flat panel from PrimaLuce Lab. Now, I am trying to set up, and as I did say, trying to set up this setup on all three RASs, so that way my imaging session is completely automated from the moment I get started to the moment I finish taking flat frames. The only part where I will have to intervene in the whole setup is setting it up, breaking it down, and changing the filters, because we do know that the RASer cannot hold a filter changer on the front of it. Although I've been racking my mind how I could design one, I just don't think I can, especially for 2-inch filters. Anyway, it's no make or break for me. And now that I have 3 RASers running, yeah, so it's no big deal. Right, now, as I said, I've been trying to get this set up for all 3 RASers, and unfortunately the driver can only support 1. Yep, that's right, it can only support 1 setup. I was kind of hoping that, reading the manual, that what you'd do is you'd go into the configuration settings in Nina, select the COM port that it's designed for, that it's connected to, and you'll be fine. However, whenever you go to select that COM port, it changes for different instances. So just goes to show that the driver is only designed for 1 Alto and flat panel setup. I believe, or I hope, that PrimaLuce Lab come out with a setup that can handle at least 2. A new driver that can handle at least 2, but ultimately I need 3. And, I feel like I'm already selfish enough as it is having 3 RASers going. So yeah, it'd be nice if it could come out with 3, because I can use the 3 QHY cameras at once. But I don't know a lot about drivers. I don't know a lot about the software side of things. So I don't know what the differences are there in terms of, as far as I'm aware, that each QHY camera has its own ID driver, or ID. So I'm assuming that the driver just recognizes that ID and it works. I don't know. So yeah, the other 2 I will probably have to manually control via Wi-Fi on my phone, because that is one thing that you can do. So although 1 will be set up at this stage fully automated, the other 2 I would probably, once this the image session is done, have to go out there and just manually set it up, which sucks a little bit, takes a bit of the sting out of this whole thing, but also not too many people that I contacted when the astronomy shop that I purchased all my gear through here in Australia didn't have well, they weren't sure on whether or not you could connect multiple Altos up and use them independently through Nina and software like that. So I guess it was a bit of a gamble, me purchasing all their stock, so to speak. To be honest with you guys, I've already had a couple of these flat panels for a little while now. So really it was just the Altos and 1 extra panel that I needed, because I knew that the Altos were very limited in their stock, and when they were released it took a long time for them to come here in Australia, quite some time. So I thought I would start to purchase the flat panels when I had some available funds. Now, I just want to show you exactly what I mean by the COM port settings in Nina And then I'm just going to run through a quick automated sequence to just give you guys a bit of a tour on how the system will hopefully work in the future. So let's jump on the computer and have a quick look. Okay, well, we've had some cloudy weather. I have changed my UI on Nina a little bit, just to give me a bit more information as to what's sort of going on. Here, can you see that the sky quality through my Eagle is all connected up, and it's giving me a 9.56, which is quite bright. And here's my flat panel over here. But as we go into equipment up the top and come down to our flat panel, we can see the POL ASCOM cover calibrator. We just click on the settings and it brings us up into here. Now, here's all your serial ports. COM8 is obviously the flat panel itself, and then COM9 is my the motor. However, if I was to change this COM port into, say, let's just say the other one was another one was connected and it was like a COM11 and COM12, and I was to go into another instance of Nina and select COM11, COM12 for that, then that's when things just go weird. It doesn't connect up to that particular setup, and it will control the one that's already controlling. So it doesn't work having multiple setups like this in Nina at this stage, until hopefully PrimaLuce Lab can come out with a driver that can handle 2, 3, hopefully, or maybe even 17. Who knows? But yeah. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go back through to our imaging, and here's a little bit of a sequence. So I'm going to open up the cover motor just so we can see this whole setup working from start to finish. What I've got a toggle light so it turns on. I've got the brightness set to 1, which that will adjust when it goes to do its train flat exposures. What we might do is we go into a sequence and we'll change this to the green filter. I'll do the same for the dark. Okay. Alright, so we should be pretty much good to go. Alright, so let us begin the sequence and see just how well it works. Okay, so right now it's toggled the light on. And you can see it's only just on at the moment. You may not be able to actually see it yourselves, but it's on. And here we go, it all closes up, which I would love all 3 rasters to be doing this all at the same time. I reckon that would look pretty cool. And away it goes. So it's going to go through to its trained exposure for the flats for the green filter, in which it is doing right now. And then I've got a 2-second break between it going off to the next sequence. So right now it's turning the light off, and it's waiting 2 seconds. Now it's going to do its exposure, then wait another 2 seconds, and just for the purpose of this, I've got it opening back up again once it's completed, so that way I know the sequence is sort of done. And there we go. So it's pretty cool. I like the fact that it opens and closes. I would like to have it maybe set up more like Hubble telescope. That would be pretty cool to have all 3 lined up. Maybe massive solar panels hanging off of them, and these front panels swinging back and forth. That's just, I guess, having a bit of novelty fun with the setup. But yeah, overall, I've been waiting for something like this. There are some other alternative brands out there that do this sort of thing. I think it's Wanderer or something or other. I've been looking at that probably over the past 6 months, but I never really pulled the trigger in buying one. I don't know how well they sort of work, and I didn't really like the whole idea of cable tying the setup to the flat panel motor to the actual unit. However, if that is a unit where the drivers allow you to use many at once, then that's probably the better setup. So if anyone has one of those setups, those flat panel motors, please let me know in the comments below what you think of it, and how, are you able to use multiple flat panels and motors on the one driver. All right, well, that's it. So I'm going to just close this because I just love it. There is just one more thing before I go, and that there does seem to be a little bit of play in the actual unit. So as you'll see it coming up to close, you'll see it move a little bit. So right there, the weight of the actual flat panel itself, and there's a little bit of, as you can see, backlash in the gears there. So yeah, the moment the weight point gets a little bit too much for the mesh of the gears, it will slightly jump. Yeah, and I don't know if you can adjust that at all. I don't think you can. I think it's just in the sort of design of it all. But anyway, yeah. So that's my PrimaLuce Lab flat panel setup, connected with Nina. So hopefully this answers maybe some of the questions that you may have about this unit. Yeah. If you got any questions, please leave them below. If this is the first video you've seen, check out some of my others, and if you like it, don't forget to hit that subscribe. Alright guys, so that is it for me. I hope you guys have some clear skies, and until next time, take it easy. See yous.